Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to be going over some Python code, how to optimize a market neutral portfolio, where we can adjust our rolling period. So in this example, I'm taking the last 6 months of data. We're going to do an optimization for those 6 months and see how well the portfolio did for the following 6 months. So it'll do this until all of our data is exhausted, and I ran it up until August 31st. So to get started, we're going to import all these modules. We're going to assign our list of tickers. Now I did try to make this as uncorrelated as possible, and I wanted to limit the number of stocks to just 10. But since we're limited to capital, out of those 10, we're just going to pick 5 that we're going to keep in our portfolio. And that's because in this type of portfolio, we're going to use our margin to short some stocks. And I'll point out where you can actually change the amount of margin that you can keep. Otherwise, this optimization is just going to use the margin or the multiplier that best fits the portfolio that gives us the best risk return. So we want to go ahead and control that as well. And I'm running this in RStudio, but if you have any recommendations on other IDEs, just leave them in the comments. I'm aware that the Jupyter notebooks are very good, where you can kind of just run chunks of code. So let's go ahead and run everything up to line 30. And out in the console, you can see my Python version. Now, if you're having some issues with any of these packages, you can go ahead and install them via the terminal or the console. Now, we were able to successfully download all of our stock data. So we were able to get 11 out of 11 stocks. Now, going back to our script, we need to create a function to optimize the portfolio given the rolling window. So we're going to pass in our rolling window. We're going to annualize the mean daily return along with the sigma, and we're going to roll through each of the stocks and calculate our beta. Now for the optimization, we're going to calculate our portfolio risk. So for the optimization, we want the portfolio with the best risk adjusted return. And we also need to set some constraints. So we're going to be dollar neutral, beta neutral. And for the actual margin, we want the absolute value of the weight to be less than 1.25. So you can go ahead and adjust the value as you see fit. Now we also want to limit the individual weights for each of the stocks to no more than 25%. And that could go either way, whether we're short or long. And then finally, we can go ahead and run the optimization by using minimize, given our objective bounds and constraints. And then finally, within this function, we can go ahead and extract our weights. It's going to go ahead and print them out. We want to make sure that we select only 5 stocks. So it'll do that by absolute weight. When I was previously running this, I was getting results that didn't match the constraints. So we have to renormalize and check to make sure that everything is in order according to our bounds and our objective. And after it does the check, we're going to go ahead and return the weights and the betas. So let's go ahead and run this function. Now continuing off in line 124, we're going to extract the dates from our returns vector, and we're going to use our lookback days as the starting point for our index. So until all of our data is exhausted, we're going to continuously rebalance, and you'll go ahead and see a printout out in the console for what it's doing. We're going to extract the auto sample returns for the individual stocks and then create the portfolio return, and we're going to continuously store those so that we can chart it later. So let's go ahead and run everything up to line 165. So it's fairly quick, and as you see out in the console here, you'll get a printout of what it's actually doing and what stocks it's actually picking for what dates. So now back in the code here in line 166, we're going to extract the auto sample returns for our portfolio, get the cumulative return along with the market return, and we're just going to go ahead and plot the returns to see how well it performed. So let's go ahead and run that, and we'll take a look at our plot here. So as you see, our portfolio did poorly. So there's a lot of factors that can be changed to improve our returns, whether it be the tickers, the leverage, the constraints on the weights, and even the rolling period. But you can use this script as a guide to generate market neutral portfolios. But with that, guys, this concludes the video. I hope this was useful information. I'll leave a link down in the description area to my Patreon where you can find this script. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.